really be. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Author Doc B in the building. And guess what? We got a special treat for you tonight. Yes, 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 we do. Welcome to Bring It to the Table. I'm your host, Author Doc B, and my co-host is in the building having a little technical difficulties. So we're going to be just as patient and tolerant as we are supposed to be so that until he get himself together. We got some feedback coming in from him. Say something, Azzam.
How you doing? How you doing?
Yep, all feedback. So staying underwater, all that stuff. So while he get himself together, guess what? I'm being interviewed tonight. Yep, because it is going to be on Sunday, my 19th year anniversary. And we only air on Thursday. So we're going to talk about my journey tonight. And Azam's going to interview me. Yep. So please click like and share. Invite someone to the show tonight. Bring It to the Table is a safe space where anyone can come who has overcome, conquered, survived anything, and is living beyond your dreams. Don't forget that trauma. Yeah, we survived trauma and start living. Yep. So you too can be a guest on the show. Just hit me up on the inbox. All right, I'm gonna remove him and bring him in on this one.
Hold on, I gotta turn this one off.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
How's that?
Oh, that's much better, 100% better. Oh, I love that view and everything. So I'm going to turn it over to our co-host. I done gave an introduction. We only about a minute in, 2 minutes in. So you can take over from here. It's your
All
show
right.
tonight.
All right. Family, what's up? We are in the building. We apologize for a little operational difficulty. That's why it's called Bring It to the Table, because it happens right here. All
In
day
real
live,
time. In real time,
check it
baby.
out. And we adapt. We adapt the controversy. But again, we're here at Bring It to the Table every Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. with the host, Author Doc B, and the co-host, Azzam Abdullah Azim. Once again, it's a place where healing takes place. But let's not forget, it's a spinoff from her book, How I Survived the 3 C's, cancer, COVID, and crack cocaine. We talking about this is a place for healing where real live people come in and talk about the traumas of their lives, the adversities, the calamities, and how they're now living beyond their dreams. But hold up, we got a special tonight. Because it's going down. We ain't got no guests. We got the real live people that's from right here. Dr. Arthur Doc B with the 19, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We talking about 19. We talking about a decade plus 9. See, that's how we talk when you get them numbers like that. We talk about double digits.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into it. Like, we ain't going to pull no punches. But we don't want to talk about the first 19. We want to talk about a little bit before the 19. You know what I'm saying? We need to talk about that. Like, yo, all right, let's just get into this, right? Look, click like, share, get on the phone, call somebody. Don't be afraid, because you're about to get some stuff tonight that could change your life. Whether you had a drug addiction or not, we talking about the healing that takes place through the spirituality of the different things that have transpired in her life is what we talking about today, because not just one facet, is many, right?
Yes,
so let's get into it. All right, Author Doc B, before the 19 years, let's get into where you from, what was it like, how did you grow up, who was in the household? I know there's a bunch of questions at once, but I need to get as much out of you as possible, because in the 45 minutes, we can't get 19 years of being clean and the many amount of years you was doing what you was doing. Give us a little bit of that.
Right. All right. So I was born in 1967 in the Newark riots. Remember the riots?
That's the baby boomer years, if y'all don't know.
Boom, 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 boom.
Come on,
and my mom used to say stuff like, "You're a riot." She used to say stuff like that. "You're a riot," you know. And a riot means, you know, all hell about to break loose, you know. So I can remember as early as 5 and 6. I can't go before that, like preschool and stuff like that. But I was told that people used to walk me to school, like different people and stuff, because my mom was came from a single parent household of 6. It was 6 of us in the household.
Wow.
Look, check this out. It was 3 girls, 3 boys, and I was in the middle of 2 sets of twins.
Wow.
And I'm the oldest girl. But I remember as early as 5 or 6, I think it was, my dad shot my mom right in front of me.
Trauma.
First
Mental
level of
trauma.
trauma. First level of trauma. Age 5 or 6 years old. And then he kidnapped me and took me with him on the run.
What?
Left my mother there in a puddle of blood.
Mm.
And we was out.
And it's safe to say back then they ain't had that thing they got now, the alert thing, with the license
Nope.
plate law. None of
Nope.
that.
Ain't all that. But it took them about 3 months to find me.
Wow.
So my dad was hit me in the top of a closet. These stories are coming from my mom. He shot my mom and he left her there so she could die. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. They had an argument. I remember that. They had an argument. My mom was I was born into addiction. Let me just clear that up. Born in straight into it out the womb.
Straight dysfunction.
My mom was a career, like a whole gambler, and my dad was a career criminal. So my mom had fish fries and card games, and they drank Michelobes and Miller beers, and running back and forth to the bar. I came from a long line of prayer warriors, but they still had these defects of character.
Gotcha.
And I was around all of that to the point where I grew up kind of fast for my age. When I was like 6 and 7 and they found me, I finally came home. My mom still was in the hospital. She didn't die. He didn't kill her. But she, because she was obese, I mean, morbidly obese, the bullet, the pellets and stuff got lodged into the fat. And it just missed her heart from killing her.
Sound like a shotgun.
Thank you. And I was blessed to have my mom stay around till she was 75 years old. And we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. Wisdom, very, very wise woman. But needless to say, my mom's addiction with gambling continued, and I watched her, and then I fell right into that pattern with her. So at the age of 13, 14, and 15, I was going back and forth to Atlantic City, playing with my mom, setting up card games, taking down the tables, cleaning up the little beer bottles and cans, sipping on that stuff, cleaning up when you're cleaning up. They left a little bit in there. Me and my brother, come on, we're going to sip that. And we was getting lit from as early as I could remember back then. That's the way the household was, because it was 6 of us. We was in the welfare lines, the cheese lines. Mommy worked. Mommy hustled, gambling. She did fish fries. She did. They had gambling circle. You ever heard about a gambling circle?
Yeah, they go to different houses, right? Something like that.
Yeah, this week we at your house, and then you could cut. Right. They cut the game. They cut. So each hand that go around and then they had 2 decks. Them some smart folks. Let me tell you something. Them was some hustling people. I'll tell you this. I never missed a meal.
I know that's
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. I never missed a meal, even if it was bread and ketchup. I ain't missed one. Right. I ain't missed one. But Mommy had 6 kids, so she always had to have like this little hustle thing going on. She always had to have this this hustle thing going on, and it was attracting. It was that was my first level of being attracted. I loved my mom's ability to take care of all 6 of us, all 6 kids, and hustle and still pay the bills and keep a roof over our head. And that was fascinating to me. Like, how's she doing all of this? But she would have different dudes too. Don't get it twisted. She had, my mom kept her dude, and I did that too. Kept me a dude. As early as 14, I remember starting to, sneak around, going out with guys and, stuff like that. So the household was crazy. My dad had came home that time when I was about 5 or 6. He had came home and he was looking for the rent money. He was looking for the rent money that he had given my mom.
Right.
To pay the rent. But Mommy got a gambling problem. She took it and went and gambled, and she lost. She didn't win. Now, why is Dad looking for the rent money? Let's talk about that. Because you asked about how it was.
That's right. That's right. Keep it gangster. 100.
I'm keeping it all the way. dad was a heroin addict.
Okay.
He was an IV drug user. Back in the days when they used and they could put that stuff on, and had the gators and the
Still
whatever they
dress
called
fly.
it, the fedoras, and was
Yeah.
smooth. That was my dad.
Mm.
And if you had to really know him to realize that, I mean, if you was a part of his everyday life, you knew that he was a whole junkie. But if you ain't know him and just had to look at him, you would think, man, that's the smoothest cat on the planet.
Yeah.
He really had that dope fiend lane.
Yeah. Did he have the
And
cigarettes
that's,
that the ashes be weighed?
huh?
Yeah. The ashes. Like that the dope fiends was when they smoking a cigarette, the ashes be way out here and they don't drop.
I never seen him do that, but I did
Okay.
know that he used to do bad things like he had no patience and tolerance. So he would take cigarettes. This came from my brother as I go older. I used to ask my brother what was those scars on his hand, right?
Wow.
And he
Oh
used to put
wow.
and my dad used to, because they was bad, he would no tolerance, no patience. We ain't got none of that when we're using.
Right.
You in the way, shut the heck up, go over there and sit down. I don't want to hear it. Do what I said, and that's it. So he put cigarettes out on their hands, and my brothers had these little burns.
So let me ask you
So,
this: is it safe to say in the home it was that phase of children are meant to be seen, not heard?
yes, we could. We was
Clean up.
told, don't do as I do as I say.
Right. There you go. That's
Those
what I
were
was looking for.
those were the things that went on in my household, and I was taught how to lie early on. Like, don't tell the insurance man I'm here when he knock at that door for his insurance money. I'm not here because mommy done gambled it away. See? Um, and even though, and I don't want the audience to get it twisted that I'm talking bad or down about my mom. I'm
Right.
talking
This
about
is what happened.
real. I'm talking about what really took place.
Right.
And I'm gonna and let me just put this disclosure out there too, because over a period of time, as we age, right, and things begin to happen in our own lives, we begin to change the story based on the traumatic life's experiences that we had.
Come on. Come on,
Okay,
Doc.
so I just got no, because I'm Dr. Burton for real. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm not making this up. I'm just letting the audience know that over a period of time, and as your life experience, you begin to experience life I'm talking about living life on life's terms. Your stories and things that you experience in your mind as a child it shifts, it changes. And I'll talk about that some more a little bit down the line as well. But yeah, that's how it was in my household. And so I was returned to the household. Mommy came out the hospital. She got all 6 of her kids back. But the one thing that I loved about my mom that she told everybody when they would come visit her in the hospital was that do not give my kids to anyone, not the system, not Aunt Lois, Aunt nobody is taking my kids. You are watching them for me while I get my life back on track. And that's exactly what happened. And that's when I first saw the love of family.
So let me ask, how long did y'all stay in the system? How long your
We
mother was in the hospital?
So we never made it into a court system like DHS or DFACS and stuff like that. We never went because this is what I'm trying to tell you. The family love. It was the family that stepped up. A couple of us went to one aunt's house, because my mother had 5 sisters and 1 brother. And they was bad to the bone. Like I said, I wrote about this in my book too, Azzam. I took a little bit away from each and every one of my aunts. That's how I developed my survival skills. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. I developed a lot of who I am today came from that long lineage of prayer warriors and survivors and hustlers and stuff that I was born into.
Let's jump to the teenage years. That's childhood. Let's go to adolescent. You're now 15. What's going on?
Sex. Baby.
Doc, yo, it's Doc said
I'm just
out the
saying, I'm
gate,
telling you the truth.
out the gate.
So,
So, and we're gonna keep it real. One partner, two partner. What it was like? I mean,
yeah, you know, when I got to high school, I found out that I had some talent. I was very talented. You know, I was to hang with Queen Latifah and
okay.
Lord Ramsey, her road manager, and we used to be in my Aunt Shirley basement. They was drinking 40s, and I wasn't doing no dope, no drugs, no nothing. I just wanted to be with the guys because I wanted to be with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, of course, I started hustling and being with the wrong. I got hooked up with the wrong people that were, you know, they were selling drugs. I wasn't, but not at the beginning.
Right.
Not at
Right.
15 and 16. It took me 18, 19, and 20. I went straight through high school working at McDonald's. I became a manager. Before my time, I made a fake ID and was going in and out of the jails because now my
Mm-hmm.
dad locked up because I still want to know my dad. So
Right.
now I'm going in and out of jail, you know, taking care of my dad, making fake papers and stuff, saying I was over 18 and taking my
Mm.
siblings to the jails to see my dad because down the street they had a father
Right.
and we didn't.
Oh, what that feel like?
It was horrible. It felt like we was misfits and we didn't belong in the hood. And quiet as kept, a lot of people on our block and where we grew up, they all had mothers, fathers, station wagons, going to church, work, and all this and that and the other. And we had beat up, broke down cars and, you know, stuff like that. So my thought process of wanting to become
Mm-hmm.
someone greater
Come on.
than what we had stemmed from that. So now the drug boys is attractive, they looking attractive, and eventually at 19 years old, I married my daughter's father.
Okay.
And I wasn't Muslim. My family was church
Yeah, I was gonna ask
goers.
you about that.
Yeah, I wasn't Muslim. My father was Muslim and my mom was Christian.
Okay. How did that work out?
It didn't.
It did. Matter of fact, he shot her. So there goes
Yes,
to show. Yeah. Yeah.
yes. But you know what, Azzam? My mom loved that man to the day he
Oh
died.
yeah.
She
Oh yeah.
loved it. She loved it out there, and all of us got the same mother and father,
Beautiful.
except my oldest set of oldest brothers that were twins. So
Right.
but I want to talk about 13 years old specifically before I continue to talk about marrying my daughter's father because my second level of trauma happened at the age of 13.
Oh yeah. Okay.
My yeah, my twin brother Joseph was shot and left for dead right in front of me again. Um, him and his friends was outside in the hood, and a Cadillac came through the hood.
Mm.
You know, we don't see no big Cadillacs, like that.
Right.
They had white walls, and the top was off and everything. And my brother and his friends was admiring the vehicle. And
Mm.
the man that drove that vehicle was an insurance man collecting insurances, going in and out of the buildings. Remember how they used to go in and collect the insurance money?
Yeah.
Well, he came downstairs and saw these kids around his car. He was licensed to carry, and he pulled out the gun and he shot my brother.
Wow.
My brother was in the car, but he was like, "Yeah, look at this! Like, wow, this is
Just
nice,"
admiring
admiring.
it.
And the guy thought that he was trying to steal it.
Got you. Wow.
So
Wow.
he shot him and he ran him over with the car, trying to get away.
After that.
I was across the street because I went to the school right across the street from this incident. I was singing in the choir because I could sing. I could
You can
rap, I
say. You
could
can
dance, I
say.
could
Y'all heard that.
sing.
Y'all heard it here first. They can say.
I had talent. And the kids in the school they ran across and they banged down the school door, banging, banging, banging. And the security guard let them in, and then they came to the auditorium and got me and told me my brother was outside. He had gotten shot. So I ran across the street, and when I say in front of me is what I saw, the body with the brains laying down on the trauma. And he was mumbling these words. He was trying to, like, his mouth was moving. And this is the part where I said over the period of years that things change.
Story, the narrative.
That's right. So I began to experience life with different men trying to fulfill the shoes of the absence of my brother that was my best friend and my father. Because I had no men in my life at all, except a younger brother and my twin brother that got shot. He had a twin brother. They was twins, the two oldest ones. They was twins, Eddie and Joe. And then Eddie, he was just out of it because he lost his twin. So he's never been, to me, he ain't been the same.
Right.
He's really been through a lot. He went through a lot. And now I'm the oldest girl. So it was the twins born, then it was me.
Okay.
And then it was another girl, and then the last set of twins.
Okay.
And mind you, when my mom got shot, she was pregnant with another set of twins, and she lost them. They took the twins in order to save my mom.
Wow.
So by 13, I done been through all of these levels of trauma. And here's the deal. Nobody ever asked how I was doing.
This was just life on life terms and how we dealt with it.
Nobody never asked. Wow. And I didn't learn until years later why I ended up making the decisions that I made based on the absence of the men in my life and the trauma that I had experienced.
Exactly. Yeah. So at this point, let's speak. We want to cover some bases. When does the self-medication come in? Because you didn't get therapy or nothing like that. How did you start? What did you do to cope now? What happens now?
So I'm coping by hanging with my mom, being her ace, boom, coon, going, helping her with the card games, going back and forth to Atlantic City, gambling with her, just rolling out with my mom, being like, it was me and my mom, taking care of the rest of my siblings. So, I told you I had that job at McDonald's, so I would bring food from McDonald's, helping my siblings with their homework. Mommy went to work too. Now my mom had welfare. She stood on the cheese line to get the cheese. She did the food stamp joint, and she had a job, and she hustled. That's 5 different incomes for a family of 6 with a single mom.
Okay,
come on, give it up for my mom. Give it up for my mom. Absolutely,
handling her business.
Absolutely. And we really didn't want for nothing. And guess where she worked at? Ready for this? Ideal Toy Company. We had every toy in the.
Wow, I remember
Ideal Toy Company. She worked there for a long time, and then she did some private duty nursing stuff too, because my mom went to college and she did some nursing stuff. Got pregnant with the twins, and then she stopped going to college. But so yeah, that's how it was, and that's how I coped, and then I coped with various relationships with men. I started filling the void with sex and men, and it was sex, money, and rock and roll. I could dance.
There you go.
It was clubs. It was all of these things that I found myself engaging in to cope.
And all this is in Philly.
Nope, all of this is born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Newark, New Jersey.
I went to the same school from kindergarten to 8th grade. I went to Bregal Avenue School from kindergarten to 8th grade. Even though my mom would move in various houses because, of course, we couldn't afford it. It was a lot of times, especially when they went up on the rent.
Right.
We would move around a lot. She was never a homeowner, never had no property, no lands, no none of that stuff. But she always said stuff like this: Be better than me. Get out there in this world. Take care of yourself. Become who you want to become. And she told me this too. And take care of your man.
Now that you said that, let's little backtrack. What was your hopes and dreams and aspirations to what you thought you wanted to become when you got older? After seeing all, because this is your initial, what life looks like for you. This is what
Yeah.
you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that as for yourself as well, or seeing yourself like your mother said to be better than that?
I didn't see better than that.
Okay.
I did not see that
Okay.
at all. What I took to was and started to practice was being exactly like my mom.
Wow. Wow.
I did exactly what I saw my mom do, which was take care of various men that came in and out her life. All kinds of men, too. I just need you to know that all kinds of men. Gay ones, straight ones, all kinds of anybody had money, help her take care of them 6 bad behind kids.
So for y'all that's out there, please click like, share, call somebody up, because we just getting into it and it's about to get real. So what she just described was, when we talking about addiction, there's several ways that it happens: genetically, developmentally, environmental, and mental health. And she described all 4 of those. She has a taste of all 4 of those. If y'all did not understand that, man. So, oh my God, man. And you only 15 at this point with all 4 of those. Wow. Come on. Give us some more. So now 15 to 20. What's that look like? Are you frozen? I hope she's not frozen. I hope we ain't lose her. So we're gonna keep going till she pop back in. Again, we talking about, the development stages of addiction and how it happens. You know what I'm saying? Because you're more likely around the environment, and this is all you see. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get out of it because now you think this is how it's supposed to be. Are you back with us, Arthur? No, in fact, she's coming back.
Hey.
There she go. So you heard your question?
What was it?
I was explaining to the audience as to what you described as how we get caught up with addiction. The 4 stages that happens is developmental, environmental, genetic, and mental health, which you had all 4 of those.
All of them.
As you said, you had all 4 of those. So the likelihood of you becoming an addict was high.
Yes, I feel
Very
like
high.
a lot of times I feel like, and I've explained this to a lot of different people on a lot of different occasions, how I feel like I was born to be an addict.
Right.
Like I was born into addiction.
Absolutely.
And my father's had the genetics, and my mom had the genetics. My mom was a compulsive gambler. She gambled all her life. I'm talking about all her life. I remember going to family gatherings, and I remember going to family gatherings, and we can't have one without a card game. I want to say that we can't have a family gathering without
extracurricular activities.
Without,
yeah, that's what we call it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta turn this down. This one came on again. So let me see.
Y'all don't mind me if you see me sipping my tea.